Hello, my name is Juan Bustos, and I will be discussing BP and Russia, bad partners or bad partnerships. The case dealt with BP wanting to explore some of Russia's territories, and in that instance, BP formed two partnerships. It went into alliances with Alpha Access Renova and Rosneft. It formed these two alliances to try to gain access to some of Russia's unexplored lands. Alpha Access Renova was formed first, and then it was formed. And the second one was Rosneft, and the Rosneft alliance was more for projects, strategically placing BP in areas that other uh, companies did not have access to. The downfall to this was BP not knowing all the political aspects of Russia's oil industry. Uh, some of BP's major competitors, Shell, ExxonMobil, and Chevron Corporation. A situational analysis politically, world energy markets are becoming more volatile due to geopolitical instability. The other thing is great market destabilization due to CO2 gases. Economically, alternative energy sources are increasing, and economy is underpinned by its energy supply. Environmental and legal situations, new laws for government, and higher European political standards. Some of the strengths of BP. BP is a very strong brand name, as name recognized all over the place. One of its biggest mistakes was the contamination of the Gulf when the New Horizon exploded. One of the biggest in the energy sector. It's top in the market. Some of the weaknesses of BP: cost of environmental hazards, the decline in production, and it's reaching its maturity. BP has some opportunities, more oil well discoveries, uh, part of the reason why it formed those partnerships in Russia, expand export market, investment in alternative businesses. Some of the threats: BP has high competition, the environmental regulations that are coming up, and then the increased cost of operations. Some of the strategies that BP was formulating, one of them is globalization. Some of the advantages of globalization are integration of its markets, lowering of international barriers, and then the standardization of its products. Some of the disadvantages of globalization, though, intense competition, the widening of gap between the rich and poor countries, and the exploitation of its workers. uh, BP would really need to work on its CEO establishing centralized project implementation processes. One of the biggest downfalls to the BP and Russia was that they really didn't truly examine all the political aspects of the company and all the governmental control that the government had in them. The other one would be working on a diversification strategy. The other one would be to reduce some of its debt. Some of these loan payments are going to be a downfall to the company. And lastly, look at more alternative energy products to support growth for the future. Looking at these four issues, I believe BP has great strategy in its future endeavors.